showing you right now is progress. You see the cow field in the front, and then right next to it, right coming out of it, progress, growth, construction. So why am I showing you that? Because when Pastor Joe and I bought the land that now is Shofar Mountain 25 years ago, we did a lot of study. We put in a lot of time and effort, and we did a lot of research in a time before the internet, by the way, looking for certain parameters for where we wanted to spend the rest of our lives once we were finished with his career. And we picked an area very remote that we thought, very rural. It still has many areas in the county that are very rural. They're gravel roads, and they're twisting and winding and hard to get back to, and you know, in the middle of hills that are full of trees and bushes and sticker bushes and just rocks, and it's hard to get to. Well, right after we settled on that property, the President of the United States was elected, and he and his wife came from the same area that we had just bought property in. And you're like, so what? Presidents come from everywhere in the United States. Yes, they do. But when the president comes from an area near where you live or near where you have property, it draws attention to that area, and it brings commerce, and it brings interested people into that area. And so the area grew in the last 20 years, which on one hand makes sense. America's still growing, it's been growing. And also, if you know, bought your whatever property you buy for an investment, then somebody moving in, you know, someone famous coming from that area and causing that area to grow is good for your investment. Chances are it's going to grow in value also. So we kind of weathered that. I mean, the little town that we live in still hasn't grown that much, and it doesn't really have any commerce in it to support growth. It's kind of a depressed area. Water's very expensive when you live there. The laws for like renting property is very against the renter. But now we've had a new development. A large city in our area has just been voted one of the three best places to live in the United States by some magazine, and that is going to bring more attention to our area. That is going to bring more growth, which is going to bring development, and it's a two-sided coin. We will get more options, you know. There'll be more video rental places and more grocery stores and more theaters and all the things that come with being a developed nation. But it's also going to bring up real estate prices. It's going to bring up tax prices on land and everything. And so it's a two-edged coin. And like I said before, America is growing because we're a growing nation. But you have to put a lot of thought and effort into your off-grid, you know, rural property. You have to look at zoning, and you have to look at costs, and how easy is it to bring in water if you want water, or to get water. And also, like, the viability of the roads. Like, our roads are very undeveloped, and so that affects your vehicles. You know, how many tires you buy a year, the suspension on the vehicles, is all something you have to consider when you look at getting out of Babylon and coming out into rural life. I still think it's worth it. I was just talking to a believer in the area who the husband is working hard on solar, and They are plugged into electricity and water right now, but the husband is exploring options. He's made a hot box with, it's like a window pane in a frame, and underneath of it are black tubing, black plastic tubing, or in his case, he took downspouts and he painted them dark, and he put them in the frame with a window over top, and then an outlet in the bottom and an outlet in the top of it for hot air to come out of it. And it is producing very warm air. He has a small fan that sucks it out of the top of this apparatus, and it goes into his trailer. But that small fan can be run off of a solar thing, so it's not, he doesn't necessarily have to have electricity to make the thing work, and it works year round, creating heat. Stuff like that, you can do that even in Babylon, but once you come out here and it's something you're going to depend on for your own heat with no backup, or without the system's backup, it's a good thing to experiment with that before you come out and do it, and know that it works and how it works and everything else. So just some thoughts on rural life and the effects of things that you are not always in control of. We were not in control of a presidential election, and we certainly are not in control of what a magazine prints. Hopefully your little hideaway stays a hideaway, and that you won't have these kind of encroachments coming in your area. All right, shalom, bless you.